Yeah, it's recording. So, welcome to welcome to episode 5 of the Mesmerise podcast, and we have Dan of H8teball. How you doing, mate?
I'm well, yourself, man.
I'm perfectly fine. I mean, we're all still in lockdown, but it's all good. Staying productive, staying calm,
Yeah.
getting on with things.
Very
So,
good then.
so this is you're actually the first person I've got on the podcast that is outside of the Essex area. So that is quite exciting for me because it's a nice bit of networking, a little bit of new person, great, someone I haven't talked to before. Let's see how well this goes, or how much I screw it up. There's 50-50 chance of either, so let's see how it goes. So
Good luck to us.
exactly. So Dan, you're in a band called H8teball. So it's spelt Hateball, however the A is replaced with an 8.
Yep, that's right, yeah. Aye, it's not right, but it gets conversation, so suppose it works in its own way.
I mean, it is an eye catcher.
Everywhere spells it wrong, though. Anywhere you play.
We get exactly the same thing because our band name is spelled with 2 R's and 2 L's, and it's either one gets missed or it's completely wrong. I think once
Yep.
we had an H in there.
Well, we've had every variation of hate ball, and I've only been in the band a year, and we already had every variation of it you can imagine.
So yeah, because I read your about part and bios and everything, and yeah, you came in. I think you're the last new member to come into the band, if I'm right.
Yep, that's right. They've all, well, apart from the drummer, Liam, the other three have been a band for, I don't know, 5-6 years. I think that's right. I'm a fairly new member.
Okay, so in that regard, how did that happen exactly? How did you get
Hello.
the job as the? Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah.
now.
All right. Cool. Sorry. Yeah. So, how did you get the job as the singer?
Well, that's a bit. Really, I was in a band for in my teenage days, shall we say, till I was about 18, 19. And then, like as bands do, everyone got a job from uni or college and split up. So I ended up moving from Falkirk to Edinburgh, and then I got bored because none of my pals were really through here. So I thought I could get back into the band stuff. Bounced about a wee while doing a few things that never really came to anything, and then I put up on a Facebook page, music artists wanted or something. And then a guy, Esteban Martinez, I think is his second name, he does the Doomsday Report. I don't know if you're familiar. It's quite a big thing on the Glasgow scene. He just linked H8teball into the comment I put up, and then I just got talking for there. And they had a few. I think they had at least 2 lead singers or vocalists before I turned up. And well, it was an eventful first meeting, shall we say. Well, maybe not for them, but for me, I had to go. So from Edinburgh to a place called Leslie, which is essentially it's where our drummer Liam lives. Just kind of like 10, 15 minutes outside of Kirkcaldy. So kind of what I thought at the time was the arsehole of nowhere. But I'd never really met them before. So I was sitting in my wee blue Igo waiting for someone to come up. And then Duffy, our guitarist, Scott, he walked up to my car and was like, "Hey man, you Shaggy," which is my nickname. He came up and he's like, looked like a big Hell's Angel biker guy. And I was like, "Oh, what's happening here?" He's like, "I just follow me." I was like, "All right." And then we went down this mad country road, like this long, winding country road. Then we went off that on an even, like, I can't even, it's an alleyway in a country road kind of thing, into this big barn. And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to get raped in here or something." For a minute, I was in my car thinking, should I go do this? I'm not sure, because they're all big leather jacket.
Yeah.
I was more metalcore, so kind of my Vans and my Bury Tomorrow t-shirt or something, and they've got the studded jackets and the New Rocks or whatever, haired into their. Jaren's maybe the hairiest man I've ever seen. He's the bassist. He looks like Teen Wolf. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be in a cult here or something.
That's amazing. So essentially, like Girl Next Door goes into a biker bar sort of situation.
Well, I'm maybe not as pretty as that, but it's a similar situation, yeah. Well, I got in there and ended up being really nice guys, but still, it's one of those things you hear about in a horror film or something. You're like, you don't go in there. There you go. I went in and been good ever since, really.
Brilliant. So yeah, I did actually have a listen to the EP that came out in
February.
Yes, that came out in 2020.
Yeah, this year. It's February there.
Oh, so it's not that long ago then, either.
Oh, no. Well, I've only been in the band a year, so they got fairly into it. Well, they had songs written without. Well, they had a vocalist. You can look back and see that there's a video on YouTube. I think it's still up, called Disgrace, proper good value and stuff as well. And they had an EP out with the song Disgrace and a few others that we re-recorded on this one. Black Mamba and Unbreakable were recorded before. But the singer was of a different technique, shall we say. He did a lot of inward vocals, and to be fair, even for me, it was quite hard to understand what he was saying in them. I mean, I couldn't do what the guy had done. I don't know if he was able to do it a lot, but if I tried it once, it would mess my vocal cords up. It was a noise, like it was like a proper just chasing a pig around. It was fair play to the guy, but I had to write new lyrics for everything because no one knew what he was singing, and well, it was good for me, really. But
yeah, and as you said, some of the lyrics were a little bit touchy, so we say.
Oh well, we're guys that have a good laugh, but we have a few points of view, shall we say, that are a wee bit strong, but we just have a few strong subjects that we touch on.
Okay, so speaking of lyrics, what kind of messages do you portray in your lyrics exactly?
I like to just believe, well, for myself anyway, it's lyrics that people can really connect with the way. And I think most people try that, but we just don't really beat about the bush with them. We don't. There's not too much. Can't I think of it? Not too hard to understand what we're trying to say. It's pretty self-explanatory most of the time. We just like for people to connect with the music. It's just that's what it's about, really. Getting it out there, getting it off your chest a bit. Yeah, I like to.
So since you are the vocalist of, sorry, I can't speak. So, as you are the vocalist of the band, how did you learn to do the types of vocals that you currently provide in the band? I say currently, as you might possibly change what you're currently doing in the future, and so on and so forth.
I don't know really. There was just it just kind of came about. When you listen to it, you're just trying to kind of copy people, and like big influences for me were like Randy Blythe from Lamb of God. The first ever person I used, me and my big brother used to jump about the bedroom to Linkin Park, the Hybrid Theory album. We used to just kid on over the different singers, Before my voice broke, I was Shinobi, but as soon as my voice broke, that was it. I was into the Bennington role, roaring about, and then after that, I just figured out ways to do it without hurting myself. And then it grew into the noise that you hear on the Undead EP. It's kind of self-taught noises.
Okay, so is there any sort of ritual that you follow, or anything of the sorts that you do before you do these kinds of vocals, or do you go straight in?
For stuff like band practice and stuff, I just go, I just go raw. I just go in raw, and then for gigs and stuff, especially when it's cold, before the gig, I'll have some hot water, lemon and honey, and just mix them into a glass, and then drink it with my If you drink it with your chin on your chest, kind of soothes your vocal cords a bit better. Well, I think it does anyway. I've just always does like a wee pre-ritual. And then when I'm on stage, it's became kind of a running joke. But bands have tried it since, and it does work. I'm a big fan of chocolate Yazoo on stage. For some reason, it helps. I don't know why. For screaming and roaring and all that stuff. I highly recommend chocolate Yazoo. And if Yazoo want to get in touch, I'll happily take a sponsorship off them. Like, I'm a band up there with beers and pints and the rest of it. I'm just drinking on my chocolate Yazoo.
That'd be quite an interesting idea. It's just like mixed beer with Yazoo, like chocolate Yazoo.
That curdles, man. That curdles. You don't want to get into that. You can't even mix in your drinks. You'll end up in bed very early. Too much Yazoo and beer.
What, separately, or just mix it all together into like one massive pint?
I don't recommend it as a cocktail, personally. You could try, but gets a bit messy.
Speaking of cocktails and mixing drinks, this is a bit of a segue from the first episode I've done on the show. The bassist in my band is half Scottish, and we were discussing how one of the drinks that we've mixed together was whiskey and Iron Bru.
Yeah, a favourite, if you want.
Oh, it's so awful. I don't know how anyone can drink it. It's like, it's so
it doesn't
sweet.
Taste good. It just makes you feel like you've swallowed a bagpipe, really. So probably the most Scottish you can ever get. Unless you wear a skirt and take your breeks off. Maybe jamming. I wish I had some Iron Bru.
No, you see, everyone I know, or people that I'm around quite often, are northern in some way or form. So they all have like big 2-litre bottles of Iron Bru lying around in the house, and every single time, without fail, I'll go in and say, "Oh, can I offer you some Iron Bru?" No, not offer me a drink, but offer me Iron Bru straight off.
That's the best kind of drink you can have. You get you ready for any situation in Iron Bru. In my house, I have like a wee shrine because they changed. I don't know if you know this. It was quite a big deal about maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, and they changed the recipe because of the sugar tax. I don't even know if that's in England.
No, we do have that at the moment.
Well, they changed the recipe, and it doesn't give you diabetes straight away anymore. So Scottish people are obviously outraged. So we've got like every size can and bottle in my house of the old stuff. At some point in time, a rich, like Sean Connery or something's going to end up trying to buy my old school Iron Bru. So if anyone's got any bids to put in, I'll listen to this firing. I'll listen to any offers for my Iron Bru collection.
So you're just going to sell it on eBay eventually once times get really hard.
Oh, aye. It's good stuff. The early days Iron Bru. Oh.
It's weird when they start changing the recipe on something that just didn't need changing. Like, it's great. It tastes fantastic, and then suddenly, let's change the recipe. Oh, great, it tastes like shit now. What can I substitute with? Nothing.
Well, the thing that outraged most people is they already bring out Iron Bru Extra. That was so just before they took away the normal recipe for the original. So they had sugar-free, they had Extra, which tasted like normal Iron Bru but had no sugar. Oh, there's mayhem up here. I know you said don't talk about politics, but the Iron Bru thing's a real serious debate.
No, the Scottish are always very passionate about anything that's theirs. It's fantastic.
Well, you need to be. Come up with a lot of stuff.
Exactly. So, going from Iron Bru, let's return back to the bands.
All right. If we must.
We will return to Iron Bru later on. Who knows? We might be able to create some kind of collaboration between Monster Energy Drink and Iron Bru.
Oh, that's a beverage. Anyway, continue.
It's like an Iron Bru Monster Jaeger bomb.
Oh, there's already technically one of them up here. You put Jaeger in, and then you put Iron Bru around the outside. can get that in quite a lot of clubs, actually.
Oh, well, I thought it was being original, but let's forget about it.
I can't remember the name. There's got a name. I can't remember what it's called. It's called like a brew bomb or something.
Oh, God.
Something like that.
I can just imagine just your heart slowly exploding in tiny pieces every time you take one of these shots.
Well, that's what it's about, isn't it?
So, being in a band, what is the most important thing for yourself as an individual? Being able to write music, to perform music in the way that you do.
The most important, everything about it's great. Like we, for example, it's a release to begin with. Like it's just somewhere to get everything out in the least volatile way possible. I mean, if you were to see our show, you'd realise that although we sound quite angry, we're quite an angry sounding band. But if you see us live, it's a different thing. We like to mix it up. So we have a lot of fun, a lot of fun. And plus, I got to meet new folk. And the four guys I probably would never have met otherwise. So meeting new people, I've met loads actually in the last year. Great people, great underground bands. I've found loads of them, and that was great. But mostly it's just a release, To write it down a bit of paper is one thing, but to stand up in front of people and them clap or whoop after just watching you roar for 4 minutes is it's good. It's fun. I don't think there's much better. If somebody's never tried it, they would never know. But there's nothing quite like making a dick of yourself in front of a room full of people. It's the best.
Oh, it's fantastic. There's nothing that can possibly replace that. I've no feeling exactly the same as you do. I mean, we're both singers, so we can kind of see it on the same wavelength, unlike a drummer who, sits behind his kit. No one gets to see him to hear him, but he doesn't get seen, or she.
Yeah, so you see, I never really seen what a drummer gets out of it sometimes. I mean, I love Liam, but I don't know. In every photo we're ever in on stage, he's like in the dark in the background. I'm like, what? Do you not want to like just jump up for a song and we'll just play without drums? It's like you need to be mad to be a drummer, if you ask me. And everyone I've met has been a wee bit mad. So
that's the thing with every. Oh, sorry. You go ahead first, mate.
No, I was just saying, I never met a sensible drummer. They're always mad.
That's the thing. They're all really clever, though. That's the thing. I've not met a drummer that's not clever in some way.
Yeah, like a serial killer's clever. It's very similar.
Because you get two drummers. You get like the Lars Ulrichs that will just jump up and go absolutely mental, absolutely lose it. And you've got the really quiet ones.
Oh.
But you never have anything in between or anything else. You've got one or the other.
That's true. That's true. I've never really thought about it like that. Yeah, we have the silent crazy one. He doesn't talk much, but behind the drum kit, I've never been in a band with Bear. I can tell you that. He's crazy good.
Yeah, I mean, with ours, he's quiet. He's a very quiet lad. So he seems sensible, but I could imagine he knows how to dispose of a body.
Yeah, I get that. I don't want to talk too much about Liam because I know Liam can punch, so I'm just gonna be nice. So when he listens to this, he doesn't come find me.
Oh, you said plenty of nice things anyway.
What's that?
You said plenty of nice things anyway, so I don't see a reason why you'd complain.
No, I'm not complaining. Just like, hey, what was that? I've no punched you yet.
Yet.
Oh, you punched me eventually. I'm a vocalist. I've got to be cheeky and an arsehole. So at some point I'll do it to him and I'll just get annoyed by it. Happens to all.
It's kind of expected of us.
I know. People don't realise how hard it is. I mean, we have to kid on to carry things. There's a lot of kidding on to do stuff when you're in a vocalist in a band. It's hard work.
It's like you have to try and be entertaining, but you also have to avoid turning it into a one-man comedy stand-up act.
Well, it's hard for me to do that because I don't know if you know this, but we kind of dress up. I don't know if you know that, but my other the lead guitarist, Ging is what we call him. He's got like custom made fangs, and he's got a cape. He's got a tailored cape, which he wears on stage. So it's hard for me to make a one man show when he's jumping about wearing a cape, you know. So
Oh, at the very least, you've not gone as far as I have, because in the first outfit that I wore, I attached like little LCD lights all over a jacket that would just flash during the songs.
yeah, the other guitarist Duffy's got these. He's got like, I don't know what you call it. It's like a paintball or a hockey mask that's got like LEDs inside it, so it's like black on the outside and the eyes flash. And he's got he's got like a laser gauntlet that he wears on his guitar hands. So he just blinds everyone with his guitar. So that goes on either side of me, and then I've got the Teen Wolf behind me wearing a zombie mask. So for me to make it a one man show, it's kind of difficult. I try my best though.
No, you have to.
That's my job. The job is to be entertaining, to make an arse of myself.
I definitely do need to see you guys live once I get the opportunity to, because we do the. I don't think we do it as elaborately as you guys do, but we do the whole face paint and costumes and outfits and that kind of thing. So I can completely understand all the problems that you guys get with it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people giving us shit for it, but you know, it's just a laugh. If you go up there and you're singing these serious songs, try to have a laugh, if people think you're proper serious, it's just, you know, a bit of a weird atmosphere.
It's really weird, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing. It's only face paint and costumes and masks and stuff. It's just adding a little bit more visually. But for some reason, some people really get the arse ache with it.
Yeah, we've had a few comments online, but we don't really care, really. Just in it for a laugh. I don't really understand what the problem is with it. Like, it just seems strange that people have a problem with it. We don't all have to. The whole point in rock and metal music is to just live and let live. Like, let people do what they want and have fun with it. But you know, there's people who take it as a fashion show, I think. So we'll leave them people to be who they are.
I mean, in the day, when you're playing a live show, you're entertaining people. That's kind of what you're supposed to be doing. I think the people that get upset about it are people that are just like, I just want to listen to music and I want to watch someone play that music live, which is perfectly fine. That mindset is perfectly all right. But then you get the point. It's like they always take it personal that you've dressed up, that you've decided to either look nice or try to look a bit extravagant. Because I guess in their minds, it's like, oh, you're like Kiss. You're trying to, you know, you're trying to sell out. You're trying to be like Gene Simmons.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, or trying to be, think you're better than Slipknot, or you know, I know exactly what you mean. We've had it all, and I don't know what the rest of the guys have had, but I've only been in it a year, and we've had it 2 or 3 times on social media and all the rest of it. But most people are actually like, realise it's a laugh. It's just the people that are taking it a bit serious that I don't understand it, but we'll let them go. Let it happen.
Yeah, so to the people that don't enjoy face paint and masks and bands dressing up, bless you. If you like it, also bless you. Just enjoy the music, enjoy the show. Simple as. If you don't enjoy it, all right, fair enough. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
Exactly. Let them live and let live. That's how we go with that model.
Exactly. So going from visuals, going to the visual side of things, I've noticed that the cover for the Undead EP has a very horror-esque visual to it. Do you have anything that you can add to that? Really, like, is there anything that you can explain in regards to this, or is it one of the other members that is more into the artwork side of things? Explain.
The drummer Liam, his girlfriend, girlfriend, partner. I don't know if they're. I don't want to drop him in case he's not engaged or whatnot. But I just know him as Amy and Liam. So she's good with the computer stuff and that. Our band's essentially rubbish at that. Kind of like the digital artworky stuff. So she came up with the logo, the 8-ball like writing. She came up with that, so we put that on everything because we like how it looks. It's got that kind of inverted kind of Leviathan symbol thing that we like to go for. I don't know if you know the one I'm talking about. It's kind of biblical for the H and 8, which is kind of the reason I think that the 8 is the 8. That's why it's spelled so weird, just because it looks cool. But no, not really. It kind of came quite early. There's a man that we found on Facebook. It was on one of those, metal sites or something. Posted up Dark Days Designs. It goes under on Facebook, and he's really good. He's great, like price wise, especially for little bands. So he's got a lot of these like all mocked up already, and you can go on, and a lot of them, some of them are priced. I think some of the ones he works a bit harder on, and some of them are, if you explain to him or something, he will just say, like, just give me what you can afford as long as it's fair. So he came up with the 8-ball logo, well, the 8-ball the Undead cover for the EP. So he sent us the original picture, and then Amy, Liam's girlfriend, she doctored it so that on the physical disc, all the different pages are different. Like, so in the EP, the front cover is as it is with 8-ball written in the front, and the inside it's got all the lyrics and the dedications and thanks and stuff. And on the back, it's the same as the front, but without all the accoutrement. So just the track listing, and she did all that. So we have a big thanks to Amy because she does most of that for free. But we just liked it because we had the song called Undead. It was originally called The Army of the Undead, but it was a bit of a mouthful, so we just changed it to Undead.
So going from this that you're quite a horror film person.
Me, not personally. This is it's a bit of it's strange because we get this a lot, but Undead is a song about. It's kind of, for me, it was about deforestation. I kind of wrote it before I met them. They asked me if I could, like, if they sent me the track, could I write lyrics around what they already had? So I gave that a bash, and I came up with the lyrics for Undead for the first, well, I suppose you could call it my audition, but my first practice. And I didn't know them. I didn't know what the songs were about and stuff. It kind of fit in a way, but it's kind of about. I'm a big fan of bands like In Heart's Wake, Parkway Drive, stuff like that. So when I first started writing these songs, they were a wee bit for, like, I suppose, the metalcore band that look a lot at, environment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Undead, if you really look right into the lyrics, it's kind of, it was supposed to, like, represent, that, like, like, say, an orangutan or something, how they would see humans, exactly how we would see a zombie apocalypse kind of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense.
So the lyrics are all kind of based on what we would say are like an army of the undead, but from endangered species or rainforest animals. We would probably be that same plague as that. So that's how Undead came about. And then we saw that front cover, and we got it altered a wee bit, but the guy it just fit perfectly. Gives us that, because we wear the masks, so we have that kind of scary element. And the EP was going to be called Undead anyway. So we saw that and thought, you know what? It's got that cityscape at the bottom, and then the zombies. So it's kind of still links in with what Undead's about in a strange, arty kind of way. That's what we thought anyway.
No, that's a really interesting message to see, because I've seen a lot of bands are more a lot of bands around the kind of genre that you guys fill in, so to speak. There's a lot more bands speaking about environmentalism in, well, like as you were saying, like with deforestation. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right at all. Let's say I am in this scenario. And it's I just find it's generally quite interesting to see that people are speaking out about that a bit more. And thank you so much for the explanation of the lyrics. As someone who's might be listening to your band might not necessarily make that connection. However, it's nice to know that little behind the scenes sort of explanation of a song.
I don't think many people know that. I think people just see it's called Undead, see the zombie in the front, and then. But we're okay. Like music is the message that you take from it. I mean, I know what I meant it to mean, but there's a lot of people that take other things from it, and that's why we're called artists technically, right? It's up to other people to do the work. We just have to paint, and then let them decide for their own message from it.
Exactly. So, outside of music, what kind of interests do you have around? Well, outside of music.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, no, that's all right, mate. Sorry. Are there any interests that you have or follow outside of music at all?
Myself, music's the main one. Just me personally. I don't know about the rest of them. I don't even want to know what they get up to or know as a band because that's a different kettle of fish. But I like movies and I'm a big fan of American football. I played it for a little while with the Edinburgh Wolves, just for a year or so. So I'm a big American football fan, and I like soccer, as the Americans would call it. So sports, movies, music. I know sports is strange for a fat mosher, but here am I.
I mean, there's a lot of people that. Well, there's a lot of metalheads that like sports, especially like football. I mean, look at Iron Maiden as an example. They're probably 90% of their listener base are football fans.
Oh, yeah. They've brung out. I think is it them? I'm sure they've brung out like strips. I think there's Iron Maiden football strips you can buy. I'm sure I saw that. I'm about 80% sure that I've seen that somewhere. They're brand new out. I'm pretty sure. Sure, it's Iron Maiden. They've got like football strips. I think there's like 3 or 4 different. I think it's just merch, but they're designed like football tops.
Oh,
so if Iron Maiden make money
I
off me bumping that off in this, then
I was like, what are football strips?
Well, I don't know if they've got. I don't know if they've got shorts or shorts and socks, but they definitely have the tops, the jerseys.
Yeah, I'm just googling it now. Yeah, they do make them. They do make one that looks a bit like the West Ham jerseys. You still there, mate? Hello?
Sorry, you're a wee bit laggy there.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Hear it, see if it fixed it.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a connection issue. I do apologise for that. Yeah, it does look like they do have football shirts, but they seem to be in the design of like the old West Ham shirts with like Iron Maiden printed at the front.
Yeah, I think that will. I assume that's who they support in some way.
I mean, Steve Harris is a massive West Ham fan.
There you go. I was born after the Iron Maiden time, so I've never. It's going to be sacrilege, but I've never really listened to them all that much. I know that's terrible, but it just didn't. I don't really listen to music that I can't sing, so that's probably why I never listened to Maiden. I can't reach those notes.
Yeah, as you said earlier on, you're quite you quite like your metalcore, don't you?
Oh yeah, that's probably my main. Yeah, that's my main listening venture, shall we say? I try to sneak a wee bit into the H8teball stuff. It's hard because all 4 of them are maybe apart from Liam, but the other 3 are just proper metalheads. 8 are in for AC/DC, Motorhead, Slipknot, just a normal big band stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's good to I can't talk. I don't know why I cannot speak today. Diversity in a band is important. It keeps you all on your toes.
Yeah, It works in our band. Like I don't think there's any of us that listen to the same like genre. We listen to a few of the same bands, but like I say, I'm more metalcore, and then Ging, he's more like the big proper mainstream stuff. So he likes AC/DC, Motorhead, all that stuff. And Duffy, he likes like Behemoth, Ghost, all that kind of darker sort of Gojira stuff. And then you've got Jarn, the bassist, who, as far as I know, likes Busted and Green Day. Or I don't really know what he listens to on an average day. He could talk to you about anything.
I mean, that's bassists for you. They're always the oddballs in the group.
Jarn is definitely the oddball in our group. We love him, but we call him the Noblong.
Love it.
He's the Noblong. He has a funny shape. Nothing we can do with that.
So here's a question I have for you. I've been asking this one for the last 2 shows. Yeah, it has been the last 2 shows. So, as we had the discussion a little bit earlier, you are rather fond of drinks of the alcoholic persuasion.
Me less so than the rest of the band, but I have been known to dabble.
So, what would you say is the perfect drink to yourself?
As alcoholic.
I mean, it can be non-alcoholic if your favourite drink is non-alcoholic.
I love a chocolate Yazoo, man. You can't beat a chocolate Yazoo. That's the beast. I don't think it likes me very much, but I love a chocolate Yazoo. Chocolate milk goes a long way.
So you're going to become like Lemmy, but instead of popularising Jack and Cokes, you're popularising Yazoos.
Yep, we're all for it. There's a few there's a few videos online where I'm between songs. I do tend to waffle on a wee bit about Yazoo and people be tuning. It's a nice fella. People like hearing about Yazoo. I hope so, because half this podcast is about it.
I mean, that would end up probably looking a bit funny, wouldn't it, after a while? You've got all these reps from Yazoo standing by your merch table, all in like the normal Yazoo colours and shirts and everything.
Hey, we're all for it. If they want to make each of us in the band a different flavour and give us a different coloured t-shirt, why not? As long as I'm getting me some free Yazoo, I'll be loving life.
But that's the thing. The difference between, say, a sponsorship by Monster and a sponsorship from Yazoo, energy drinks, their shelf life is like infinite. Oh. Yazoo is dairy, so that stuff, like the second you receive it, you need to start chugging that like there's no tomorrow.
Just start chucking the Yazoo. Get the place into a right old dairy mess.
Oh, could you just imagine, like, you win a lifetime supply of Yazoo, but they send it to you in one lump sum?
Well, I'd probably die, because I'd be... I'm not letting that go today. No way.
Just use all of your holiday for the year. Just, no, I'm doing this. I'm going to become this fat guy. Nothing's going to be important anymore except for this Yazoo.
I just plug it right into the vein.
Yazoo on tap, just
get me a wee IV. I'd be into it. I don't know if my bloodstream would be liking it, but I'd enjoy it.
You'd end up just bleeding Yazoo at this point, just like thick, gooey Yazoo.
Aye, I'll still taste fantastic.
I wonder what the practice for embalming would be at that point. It's like, I don't know what to do. He's just covered in. His body's practically just Yazoo.
I don't just get a straw. That's what he needs, man. That's what he needs. Dry me out. Soak me dry.
You don't even get a coffin anymore. You just get this big wooden Yazoo bottle.
Wouldn't even need that. Just make me into like a real life version of like the Kool-Aid man, except me and a Yazoo jug just smashing through walls. I'd be into that.
That'd be pretty cool, like the Kool-Aid Man, but like like a mix of the Kool-Aid Man and the Terminator.
Yazoo.
Oh yeah, come on, give me more Yazoo, do it now.
See, I wasn't going to try that because I can't do it. I can barely talk English, so I'm not going to try and do it with an Austrian accent.
So, Austrian and Australian's the same thing, isn't it?
Pretty much. I hope there's none of them left.
I can't.
That, though.
I can say that.
Australia have the good music. I'm not, so I'm not dissing anybody for Australia right now, or I would have nothing to listen to.
No, they make some. They don't shoot out a lot of music, but the stuff that does come through is pure quality.
Some of the bands right now, honestly. But there's all I listen to is Australian bands, apart from maybe Bury Tomorrow right now. Pretty much everything else is Parkway Drive, In Heart's Wake, North Lane, Polaris, By Art is Murder. It's like all I listen to right now. Just Australia.
I didn't know North Lane were from Australia.
Yeah, they're from Australia. In fact, they did a gig with Parkway Drive in Heart's Wake. Well, they did one up here, I don't know, in the Barrowlands in Glasgow. Yeah, they're all from similar areas.
They're definitely catching up though, because I feel like, I don't know, every metal band that I've listened to in the last few years, every successful metal band is from Scandinavia, mainly Sweden, or some part of Scandinavia.
Yeah, anywhere that's dark. So they've got an excuse because it's dark and cold. So they just sit in and drink and play guitar. That's how they get amazing at it. Well, Australians have no excuse. It's sunny there all the time. Why are they good at stuff? Just stick to surfing and cricket.
Yeah, but that's the difference though. Like you got Sweden, yeah, it like as an example, Scandinavia, it's dark and cold and broody. But then you've got Australia. Like, oh, look at that! It's nice and sunny, beaches, seafront, everything. But that gets you into a false sense of security because everything there wants to either kill you or lay an egg inside you.
Yep. And that's probably why they should stay indoors, if you ask me. I mean, I'd never go there. I would hate to travel. It was like a day and a half on a plane to get somewhere where every animal wants to eat you. They don't even want to eat you, they just want to kill you. None of them eat you, as far as I know.
I mean, did you also know that koalas, I think female koalas, 99% of the female koala population has chlamydia?
I've heard that somewhere, yeah.
Because
even the koalas want to kill you or give you some kind of horrible disability.
Like that's the thing. Even the cuddly ones will give you an STD.
I don't want to say anything about Scottish women. Not saying anything about it. Right? Just know that there's a joke there that I'm not entering into.
Yeah, because I think that fact started making the rounds because Harry something from One Direction. I want to say Harry Hill, but I know I'm wrong. I know Harry Hill is never in One Direction.
I would love if it was. They'd be way better.
I think there's a lot of things that you could just throw in there, and it would just make that group an instant improvement to a majority of the population.
Yep. I don't think we lassies would like it, but I say that I don't know how big a stud Harry Hill is in the female eye. It might be really good. Maybe people fancy Harry Hill. I don't know. How did this conversation go into Harry Hill being a sex magnet?
I mean, Lemmy was a sex symbol, and no offense, but the guy had warts on his face. Like, how does he manage that?
It's a confidence thing, man. It's just what it is.
I bet he just had a huge cock. I'm sure that's all it was.
Well, you've got to be. To cut a bit like Lemmy did, you've got to have a huge cock. Surely. I mean, mine's just totally, so I'm never going to be quite as quite as big as Lemmy. But hey, the
Is
world's
that
changing. It's a more diverse world now. So
is
small dick rock stars might make it big in the world. You know.
so is that going to become like a groupie thing now? Where it's like, well, you're big, but are you Lemmy big?
I would say definitely not. I never seen Lemmys, but definitely not. That man. Oh, he must have had. See, now I can't stop thinking about it, but he can't not have had, right?
Well, he either had that or he was great at oral. It's one or the other.
Eh. Well, do you know, we'll never really find out. That's the sad thing about this. We can't just phone him up, but you'll Lemmy, shows your dick. Nothing. And we'll never know. Well, we know he was good with his mouth. He had some voice. Must have caused some kind of. But I guess it's getting into a much
Yeah,
darker.
this is getting very personal towards him, where it's like, dude, it's like
Respect.
this is going far now.
Respect to the man.
No, pure respect to Lemmy. He was fantastic, and he went out the same way that he lived. Really,
As a party animal. A rock god.
always has been, always will be.
Agreed.
How did we diverge? Oh, we were talking about Australia. That was it. That is. I mean, that is some segue.
We've touched on every major figure in the world. We had Harry Styles, Koala Bears, Harry Hill. We've hit them all, Lemmy. I don't know how we got to all those people, but I don't think there's much more people we could hit on that'd be as iconic as we've mentioned.
We will see. We will. I mean, the show still has a little bit left, so we'll see if we might be able to top this part. I doubt we will, but we'll see. I will keep trying. Here's a band that we haven't mentioned from Australia, Airborne.
Oh, Airborne. Yeah. Well, I liked them to begin with, but then live, there's no many bands better than them live. I don't know if you've seen them live.
Oh no, I managed to see them live once. I think he climbed like a big festival stage. He got right at the top of the stage. Sonosphere Festival, that was it.
Always climbing. They're great to watch live. Amazing to watch live. But you start to see when you go see them live, you don't know what song they're singing because the vast majority of them are very similar. Do you know that?
Yeah, it was the same as AC/DC, really.
Yeah, I know, but was there really a need for another AC/DC? I mean, I respect it, but I like Airborne. But I don't know how they get away with it. Really, it's almost a blatant rip off. But if they make money doing it, I've got no clips of them.
Yeah, I mean, power to them, really. I mean, he's an interesting thing that I would have loved to have seen once. Should have been Axl Rose fronting AC/DC, or a record or like a best of with just Axl singing.
Oh no.
It could have been good, it could have been bad. At the very least, I'd be interested to hear it.
Well, it depends what time of life Axl Rose is in. I saw him. Was it 2 years ago? Maybe two or 3 years ago, when Guns N' Roses headlined Download. I can't remember when I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. And I say it was Guns N' Roses. It was Slash featuring Guns N' Roses because it was just Slash just never stopped playing solos away too. But oh my god, Axl Rose is not good anymore, from what I heard. I mean, he'll always be a bigger superstar than most, but he's got the presence, his voice, dear Lord. No my cup of tea, anyway.
That's fair enough. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, everyone gets vocal hiccups. I mean, I'm sure you've experienced it yourself as well, once or twice.
Oh, me? I'm perfect every time. That's perfect. Come see us live as I listen to you.
All right, cool. So you come on to a radio station and start singing About a Girl, yeah, by Nirvana, and trying to hit that perfectly.
I don't think they're wrong. Surely you would just sing "Sounds Like Teen Spirit" and just mumble. No, Kurt Cobain. I couldn't do him either.
No, I tried doing Kurt Cobain stuff before, and it's like, fuck me, no. It's difficult. He did have a
I
very
cannot sing
unique
along.
kind of voice.
But if I can't sing along with it, be at least halfway decent, then I don't. I just don't bother listening to the band. I'm like, no, not for me.
Yeah, but no. In all
No my
fairness,
style.
towards the
No
guy from
screaming and
Puddle of
roaring
Mud,
half the time.
he seems to have gotten it right before.
So
I think that was
I do
just
know
an
what
off.
it is.
I think that was just a very unfortunate off day for him. So I think he got a lot of abuse for that, which I think that can become very upsetting towards one person.
That's true. Yeah, you don't want to. That's a bit of a nightmare, wouldn't it? Really, think about it. It would be an absolute nightmare.
Because that's the thing. End of the day, what everyone has to remember is musicians are sensitive, so fuck off.
Exactly. Very sensitive beings.
We're oversensitive creatures at times, but that depends on the individual, of course.
Yeah, I've been doing this with my bad, right enough, but it's only been a year. I mean, no doubt there will be tears at some point, but thankfully, nothing wrong so far. We've only brought out 4 songs, but hopefully nothing, nothing for a while anyway. We've never had worse than half marks on a review yet, so we're happy with that. It's not been too terrible yet.
So, what plans do you guys have for the band in the near future? I mean, once the whole lockdown starts to disappear.
Once we get back to band practice, I mean, well, we've done. It's kind of came at a not bad time. I mean, just as well as it can do. I mean, we brought out the EP, and then we had a few gigs lined up that we played most of them. We've only really missed one that we had that we were really looking forward to. We were in the Scottish final for Metal to the Masses during the Bloodstock.
Oh yes, no, we were supposed to be on it as well. I think ours got cancelled literally 2 days before we were supposed to play.
Ours was actually it was in April. I think it was supposed to be. I'm not entirely sure of the date, but that's the only gig we really missed. So we're just going to play that and see where it went. And then we had all the the PR, and we're going to start writing music. So I think individually we've all done like a wee bit, and hopefully when we get back together as a group, we can start knocking out some new material pretty quickly, and then see where it goes. Right now we've still got there's a festival that's not really, it's like a 1-day festival kind of thing with Paul McMillan from Slow Dragon Promotions. I don't know if you're aware of these guys, but
no, but keep them coming, man. I'm gonna chuck them all on the list. Gonna send them all messages. We want to come to Scotland. We want to play up there.
There's a big festival. It should be on our Facebook somewhere. Hordes X, it's called. There's been a lot of Hordes festivals. It's up in Dundee, and it's like 2 stages. It's a big room. It's usually, I think it's sold out the last few years. And it's like as soon as one band's on, you just turn around and face the other stage. It's like back and forth. So Paul got asked us if we want to open it, which for us, only really being a band for a year, it was quite a big deal. And we were in there, so I think they only really announced 4 bands for it so far. Obviously, so had to kind of keep it low profile now because we don't know if it's going to go ahead in September. But the headliners is Acid Rain, who I'm sure
Oh yeah,
you would have came across at some point, yeah. And Iron Altar, I don't know if you've heard of them.
no, Acid Rain I'm aware of. I've actually listened to their newest record, which is actually sounding absolutely fucking great.
They're really good, man. They're really good. I do recommend them. They're good. So they're like headlining it, which is quite a big time for Hordes because it's mostly like under like local bands and underground talent and stuff. but it's got quite, bit of prestige. So hopefully if that still goes ahead in September, that'll be getting some new material ready for that would probably be the best thing because the way like I say, I don't really know how the England are working with their quarantine thing, but up here we've got like phase 1, phase 2.
Yeah, no, we've got that, but I don't see gigs coming back until next year for us, to be perfectly honest.
I'm the same, but like I say, it's not been, as far as I'm aware, up to this point, it's not been actually put out, like it's not off yet. So
Yeah, fingers crossed.
as a dream, but that's what we prefer because, like I say, the way it works out, like after the phase 4 thing, it's about 2 weeks before the gig's supposed to be, if it does go ahead. So we'd probably be the first band people see. So it might be absolute mayhem, and that's kind of that's the dream right now. We don't think it's going to happen, but the dream right now is just to have that be the first band people hear when they come out opening this festival thing, and then just blasting it and letting folk go mad for the first time in 3/4 of a year or whatever it ends up being. Other than that, just writing new material and stuff. Trying to keep our place open. There's a place that what's the word? We practice and we record. It's in Kirkcaldy. It's called EFR Productions, rehearsal and recordings. And they did really cool guys, just 3 guys, but they're having a bit, as most people are, a wee bit of financial trouble now. So we've pitched in. We share a lot of their stuff. They've done a lot of bands up there, like that you may have heard of. I think they've recently done Hansel and Gretel. I don't know if you've Hansel and Gretel or something.
I think our bassist played with them previously because he used to be in a group called Spawn Psychosis.
So I think Eck from there, he's done like the live recordings or something for them. So he's big pals. He's good pals with Dave Grohl as well, which was a good story. Well, I was sitting doing nothing while everyone else was playing instruments for 3 days, so I just sat and talked to them. But they're good guys and they're struggling. So they've got a GoFundMe page. So if anyone feels like helping out EFR and / us, because we would have no really anywhere else to go, because everyone. I live in Edinburgh, but so I live in Kirkcaldy, where all the rest of my band live near it. So I just drive like an hour and a half for band practice and back. But we can't really go anywhere else because I'm the only one that can really drive. So without that place, we wouldn't really be a band right now. So if anyone can help out with that and donate what you can, I don't like plugging places, but they're good lads. They let us borrow equipment and stuff if any of us breaks. So they're a right good bunch of guys, and I would hate to see them go down because of this COVID stuff.
Yeah, it's a shame that so many people are struggling at the moment. There was something I was watching this morning actually of do you know of a guitarist called Ola England?
I think I've heard the name, but I'm going to tell you from where.
He has it like his own lines of guitars, and he does he does like a lot of demos of like guitar equipment. Anyway, there was a video that I watched of his this morning. I think it's called Sunday with Ola. And he starts talking about how Dave Mustaine a little while ago sold a bunch of his guitars, and a guy bought them, and it turns out the guy owns a studio near us, near where I live, and he's reselling them all on Reverb for like twice the price or something like that. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh fuck. But then he starts going through the video a bit further. It's like, shit, that guy's selling loads of equipment. Is he okay? Is he struggling? It's like, I don't know. Like, nobody knows. So it's like, shit.
So I think it's a lot better if they just come out and make it public. Right now, there's not really any. There's no shame in asking for a bit of help right now. Like, so it's going to be hard for them. I mean,
it's hard for anything creative at the moment. Is so difficult because there's no support.
If that's your main source of income, definitely, it must be really hard. I can't imagine what I would be doing if, like, say, H8teball was my main source of income. I'd be I don't know what we're doing right now.
I mean, that's the thing. A lot of the bigger bands always say, well, not the big bands, but like bands like Trivium actually is a great example here. I find they all these kinds of bands are like, oh, you should try and have an extra bit of income outside of the band, because I think the singer Matt Heffy, he's got a Twitch channel,
Oh, I've seen it
and
out. Yeah.
the guy's streaming every single day.
I
He's
feel like I see him every day on Facebook. Actually,
yeah,
he's always everywhere.
yeah, and he's got newly born kids as well, not that newborn now, but quite young kids as well. So you'd imagine he'd be quite busy, but the guy's just constantly on it. Like, I think his channel's mainly him playing guitar, singing, doing covers, and playing video games. Just
Yeah,
like that's amazing, dudes. That's actually incredible.
really. They just their album out, didn't they?
Yeah, they
Trivium.
released an album
Really good.
when the whole thing happened. It's a really good album. I've not
It's
really
probably best for
personally.
a
I've not enjoyed the last few releases they've done personally. Not that they're bad releases. I've just not enjoyed them. But this one really hits it. I mean, they've done really really well with it. I find
yeah.
personally, and like I think he even said himself that when Trivium isn't on tour, he's making more money from Twitch than he is from Trivium.
That doesn't surprise me. People love watching people play video games. I think that's what you do on Twitch. I've never been on it, but
It it really depends. I mean, like what Matt Heffy does, he does a lot of like this is what I do guitar practice wise. This is how I warm up and so on and so forth. And then he does like cover. One cover that he did quite recently was have you seen the Witcher series on Netflix?
yeah, great.
There, he did a cover of "Toss a Coin to a Witcher," and I listened to it originally when it first started going about with the guy who originally sings. I thought, oh, he's got a very similar voice to Matt Heffy. Then, literally like a week after, Matt Heffy posts a video of him covering it, both playing and singing it. I'm like, oh fuck, this is holy
I'm
shit.
sure I've heard that actually. There's a wee
It's a
Matt.
really, it's
Yeah,
really good. It's definitely worth checking out.
so I'm in there. Like I'm in the house most of the day, every day, as most people are, I'm sure. I had a wee Matt Heffy day once. He does loads of stuff. He is really good. He done. It was because he was in a song. He featured on a song from Bleed from Within. I don't know if you've heard it.
Yeah, no, I've seen it because I'm
Does
I'm
a
actually
Zoom
in
video.
the Trivium community that they've got on Facebook, and I've seen that make the rounds a few times.
That's a good album as well, by the way. If you've not checked that out, the new Bleed from Within, Fractures, I think it's called. They're a good
It
Scottish band as well. Eh? Good lads.
isn't Bleed from Within. If I'm not sure if I'm getting that right or wrong, I might be getting a mix up with another band with a very similar name. I think they're managed by Dave Mustaine's son.
Well, I couldn't tell you that. And they went on. Um, they went on a. It was like they were on like a 5 year hiatus or something before their last album, and I think a lot of the music industry kind of thought they were a wee bit up, like they had gone. So I don't know if they maybe were or if they are now. I don't know. I'm just speaking because I really don't know the answer to that question.
That's perfectly fine, mate. No, it's more of a like, aren't they? Are they? I'm not entirely sure.
They could be. I couldn't tell you. They're good anyway. I've been listening to them for the last year.
Yeah, it's really bizarre though. A lot of bands from that time have gone into a hiatus, and then they've sort of made a comeback.
Yeah, yeah. Quite a lot. That happens a lot though. You know, when as soon as the fame starts dying, then you got to bring it back. I don't know how you could walk away from music for all that length of time, and I've only been in it again for a year. You know, it's kind of like a drug. Not that I would know what that's like. I'm a
Exactly.
teetotaler. I'm a teetotaler. I drink Yazoo. Like,
Getting drunk on that Yazoo, getting that
yeah.
Yazoo high.
It's sugary and milky. Beat that.
Exactly.
Got, got that endorphin.
Okay, so yeah, I think I've actually got I've run out of questions to ask actually at this stage. Is there anything that you wanted to add to the end of the podcast at all? Anything that you wanted to plug? Anything that you wanted to mention?
I don't know. No, not really. I mean, just go listen to the Undead EP on Spotify. Give us some streams. We make 0.006 pence off each stream, so if you could listen for 1,000 times, then we can make £6 off it. That'd be great. We could make that £6. We have new T-shirts out that you can see on the Facebook because we've not got a website started yet. So we've got new T-shirts out for our song "Unbreakable" that became strangely our biggest song out the blue. We don't really know how that happened, but Unbreakable became a bit of an anthem for some reason. Well, for us, it's got like twice as many streams as the second most streamed song of ours. So, and we weren't even going to put it on the EP. It just, because we were arguing, we're like, we'll just go for the middle ground and put Unbreakable on it. And people love it. So we bought T-shirts out for that to help us keep going. So if you want to reserve one of them or buy one, just hit us up on Facebook. There's a wee video that my girlfriend Amy made up revealing it, which is quite fun. So go. If you want a T-shirt, go look at it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. If you like it, buy it.
Okay, cool. So, Dan, thank you so much for coming on to the Mesmerise podcast. And
Thank you for having
guys, don't forget to follow, subscribe to the podcast, and to listen and provide all the Yazoo to H8teball.
Any Yazoo would be more than welcome.
Exactly.
And a sealed
Okay.
Don't spike my chocolate.
And I hope you guys have a great day and don't drink too much Yazoo. It will make you sick.
False. Make you a rock star.